Okay, people. So Noah Baumbach has got a new film out, and I had to go check that, right? I really enjoyed Marriage Story, Kicking and Screaming. Oh man, the Mosevich stories, however you pronounce it. Like Squid and the Whale. Yeah, I mean, he's had some great stuff out there. So he again writes and directs this, but it's also based on Don DeLillo's 1985 book of the same name. Yeah, didn't know it was based on a book for a little while. But there you go. The film is produced by, let's have a look. Ba-ba-dum-dum-dum. Baumbach, um, David Heyman, and Yuri Singer. It's executive produced by Brian Bell and Leslie Converse. It's associate produced by Teresa Cario and co-produced by Jonas Sparatelli. Danny Elfman provided the music. Lal Crawley handles cinematography. It's edited by Matthew Hannanan. Douglas Ibel did the casting. Jess Guncher, production design. Art direction is Stephen Dudrow and Chris Farmer. Set decoration is Claire Kaufman. And our cast, well, it's a pretty good cast, right? We have got Babette is played by Greta Gerwig. Jack is played by Adam Driver. They're a married couple. They've got 4 kids. Denise, played by Rafi Cassidy. Steffi, played by May Nivola. Henrik, played by Sam Nivola. And Wilder, played by Henry and Dean Moore. Wilder's a baby, essentially. There's also Murray, played by Don Cheadle, a professor at College on the Hill, where Jack teaches as well. We've got Danny Wallaban, who's also a teacher. No, he's Jack's German teacher. Yes. We have got Mr. Gray, who is played by Lars Edinger. Alphonse, played by Sam Gold. Kotsakis, played by George Dracoloius. Grapper, played by Carlos Jackett. Lasher, played by Andre 3000. Winnie, these are all lecturers, played by Jodie Turner-Smith. Yeah, I feel that's the main. There's a lot of other people showing up in the evacuation and at the college and all of that jazz. But yeah, that's probably our main lot. Can I say that's the main lot? Yeah, I feel I will say that's the main lot. Okay, so the gist of the film is this. At once hilarious and horrifying, lyrical and absurd, ordinary and apocalyptic, White Noise dramatizes a contemporary American family's attempts to deal with the mundane conflicts of everyday life while grappling with the universal mysteries of love, death, and the possibility of happiness in an uncertain world. Very vague. Very vague. I don't really feel that does a lot of justice to what we are seeing and what is actually happening. So, yeah, there's a lot to like about this film. There's a lot that I don't know is also a bit odd about this film, right? Which Burnback does do that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it works more than others, you know? Um, but this one, I really did enjoy the characterization, right? The kids all seemed very different. Um, then it's just like the oddness of Jack and Barbette, which was great, really came off. And the other big thing, I mean, Adam Driver, he's a and Gerwig, huge transformations, right? And I would say their performances, you wouldn't think, oh, that's just typical. You know what I mean? It definitely felt like something different here, which is always a good thing, always a really good thing. And I think at the start of the film, we just get this kind of, I don't know, little look at this family's life, how they're, trying to make things work and all of that jazz, which was, is not a whole heap of crazy stuff happening, but it's interesting, right? Real interesting. We then get the airborne toxic event, which ain't gonna lie, I thought this may be another like COVID type story. I mean, this is based in the 80s, so it's not. But you thought, oh, change the time, but it's essentially no, it's not really that. And to be honest, the toxic airborne event is one of those threads that you just scratch your head at a little bit. It'd be like, was this needed? Like, what's happening here? It didn't really go anywhere. Like, it throws in this whole death thing and all of that jazz, but I don't know. It didn't really seem like this impactful part of the story. Also, the whole pill situation got a bit weird, right? And then when you find out what the actual pills are for, you're just like, eh. I mean, it just it didn't really feel like it was this big thing to make someone do the things that someone's done, you know? So that was a little bit weird. You know what I mean? It was a bit weird. And then just the whole hotel bits and all of that kind of stuff did seem to go very weird. I mean, a German church? Like, I don't know. We started, the end started to get very, very odd, right? And yeah, I don't know if it tied the film up. It just, yeah, the film just kind of ends in a way where I don't know what really does get addressed and doesn't get addressed. You know, like it's not one of those films where you're expecting everything to have this clean finish or something, but I don't know. In the synopsis, right, it's just saying that it's looking at these universal mysteries of love, death. I think these things get mentioned. I don't know if we really do a lot of looking though, investigating into those subjects, because it's like these things happen and it's not like how can those happen in a loving situation, right? There's these excuses made. I was out of body, and I don't know. It doesn't really address though what that is, and the death thing is just like, well, I've got a fear, and you're like, okay, we're not really addressing it though, So I think that's that was my big thing though with the film. That these things are touched on, but that's it. We don't really get anything else. And I was hoping for this, you know, interesting analysis, right? This interesting look at what these characters make of these things. Now, the very end, we do get a dance routine, which, as I say, like the end credits and all of that, it is fun. It's very random. It is very random, but it is fun. So definitely stick around for that. The music and all of that, you know, cinematography, I very much enjoyed. But yeah, I have no real clue what I actually think of this film. I think I'm going to unpack it over the course of the rest of the week. I think it'll be one of those ones. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Intrigued by parts. The again, the Hitler studies. I don't. That seemed a random thing, along with the Elvis studies. You know, yeah, again, it was one of those things that you thought, oh, maybe more's getting made out of this, but yeah, I don't know. It's on Netflix though, so if you're a fan of Noah Baumbach, Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, you know, Cheadle, any of the other fun names in this film, then maybe you want to check it out. Okay, so there you go.